What's going on, everybody? All right. So, uh, come on, miss. Get up here and lay down. Come on. Lay down. Good girl. Come on, Cobb. Get up here and lay down. Lay down. Down. Macy. Down. Up. Down. Good girl. Good girl. All right. Um, let's go through the week. Um, this new trading plan that I put together has been pretty amazing, in the way it's affected my trading. This week, I took only 9 trades all week long. I typically could do that in a day. So my patience has gotten much better. The number of trades I've taken has dramatically dropped, and the profit on the week turned out really well. We ended the week just below $3,000. We were up to 3,688, which is pretty close to 3,100. But uh, we screwed up today. A couple reasons for that. One, I was extremely exhausted. I had been up all night getting a load off, and then I had to find a place to park, and then was going to sit up and wait for the open, uh, and ended up taking 2 trades that ended up being losers. This one I don't really mind. This one, uh, you know, I don't feel bad about it, but I should have waited for the open. Uh, I was looking, since we broke the all-time highs in the overnight, I was looking for a pullback to the 2.5 dealing range, DRT level, which we got, but I missed it because I fell asleep. Uh, and I was just a little too early on these 2 trades. This one, we had a push up, we swept some highs on consolidation, and then we had a forceful push down that inverted a fair value gap and created a fair value gap. So I took that as manipulation, went short on the trade, and immediately it went back and stopped me out. I'm kind of okay with that trade. Timing wise, it probably wasn't the best trade. I mean, this was around 8:45 in the morning. We didn't have any 8:30 news, so that one probably could have been passed on, but it was a good enough signal. It just didn't follow through and closed below the 200. So $200 loss on that trade on 5 micros. Then after the open, you know, we went up and we swiped this high and then had this nice big push down that closed below the low. The EMAs started holding, and down here when it held, we did actually get below the body of this up candle for a color change, and that's when I took the trade. It just didn't close below. Uh, well, it did close below the 200, didn't it? Yeah. So it did close below the 200, um, but immediately just again reversed and took me out. Um, After I took this trade and before this happened, I fell asleep. So I missed sweeping highs, big wick, not being able to break the dealing range high, and then a rollover that uh, closes below the 200 and the bodies of all of this consolidation, right? So this would have been the perfect entry, a push back up to the 9, a color change for an add, and then take that trade all the way down to the 2.5. Okay. So what I was looking for to happen did happen. Unfortunately, I passed out from exhaustion before I saw it happen. So, uh, again, still very, very happy with the results on this trading system for the week, taking a lot less trades and ending up with very good profit. Okay. We're going to trade this again next week on the paper account, and then we'll make the decision on whether to take it uh, to either a straight funded account or to my personal trading account. Um, Obviously, the straight to funded would be uh, bigger profits because I put on more size with more drawdown. Um, the smaller account will be a personal account, which I would be more prone to staying patient and following the plan because it is my own real money. Um, Either way, it's going to cost me about $500 because I'm either going to drop 500 into my personal account and trade it with micros, or I will take a $500 straight to funded account from Tradeify for 150K and have five to $6,000 of drawdown there, where I can put on the too many size and trade for bigger profits. Uh, which I may do that. I may decide to first time trade it in a prop firm with some bigger leverage if I can stay patient like I have been, um, and follow my trade plan. This could work out pretty well in a prop firm account. So we'll just see. My Forex account, I need to make some changes here. Uh, I've been working off of 4-hour DRT levels. With this being a swing account, I think I need to go to a daily or even weekly DRT range and trade the 4-hour candles. Um, I'm pretty happy with this trade up here as we, did show some force after sweeping some highs, and the inverted fair value gap has been holding rather well on the 4-hour chart. So I'm looking for this to roll over and come down to equilibrium for this trade here. We'll just have to see if that happens. We may sweep all of this liquidity and then roll over, but we'll take a look at that when the market reopens for Forex. Um, but with swing trading, I definitely need a bigger DRT range or a higher time frame DRT range instead of just the 4-hour. Uh, so I'm going to be taking a look at that. All right. Anyway, that is it for today. Overall view, uh, and I mean, I'm a Trump supporter. I'll never shy away from that. But regardless of whether you like the administration or not, purely from a trading perspective, um, I feel that Wall Street is very optimistic with what's been going on with investments, and they're starting to see the benefits of the tariffs that the administration has been putting on. Um, but I think they're still just waiting for the Fed um, to start lowering some rates. Hopefully, we will see that in this next uh, Fed rate decision, um, and we will see some, at least starting to see some easing of rates. I think that will put a little bit more fuel into the markets for some upward movement. But if they don't, then we may very well see some lows taken out on this consolidation range that we've been in since this last push up at the beginning of July. Um, so this is the 18th. We've been in consolidation for 2 weeks. Very tradable consolidation, but it just gets a little harder and a little harder. We are expanding the range now. Um, so I'm wondering if we don't start compressing the range until the next Fed decision. So staying in between here and getting smaller and smaller movements on the 4 hour until the next Fed rate decision, which I'm not sure. I'll have to look and see. I think it's coming at the end of the month, uh, but I'll take a look at and see where that's going to come. That's just my overall opinion of the market. I am certainly no economist, but uh, that seems to be, what's going on. Wall Street definitely loves all the investment coming into the country. I think they are starting to warm up to the tariffs since last last month. Uh, the tariffs actually brought in a surplus of like $27 billion to the Treasury. Um, so I think it's just up to the Fed now to start lowering the rates, loosening the monetary policy a little bit to give a little bit more fuel to those investors looking to put their money into the United States. So we'll see what happens next week. Looking forward to it. Super excited that the results for this week have been so good, especially on so fewer trades. So we're going to keep it up and we'll see what happens next week. Uh, we'll trade this again, like I said, on paper account for another week and then make our decision on where to start trading it after that. Whether it be in a straight to funded account with some pretty good drawdown or just put $500 into my personal account and trade micros with it. So until then, we'll see everybody later. Probably do some chart markups this weekend and see what's going on in some other assets. ES is the only one where the moving average envelope works on. Um, but reading my dealing ranges and such have been working pretty good too. So I need to, play around a little bit with some other markets to see if I'm reading my dealing ranges correctly and can get some trades over there when NASDAQ's not looking or ES isn't looking so good. Uh, but right now, you know, with this week, all I traded was the ES. I only took 9 trades the entire week, and we ended up the week with $3,000 in profits. So other assets may not be necessary. So we'll see. But this is the trade plan that I will be trading 99% of the time, uh, or even 100% of the time. I may not even take trades on other ones. I might mark them up to see if I was right on other assets, but this is definitely where I'm going to stay from now on. So hope everybody has a great weekend. I will be working, uh, as always. Made some really good money on the truck this week. Um, so trying to just ease up a little bit on my loads for the weekend. I got a short one to run tonight from North Florida back up to Atlanta. Uh, and then see where we go from there. Anyway, everybody have a great weekend. If anybody ever has any questions on this, certainly ask away. Um, I am going to try to start getting into or back to some live trading in the Discord, um, which I kind of set up this week. I've changed my working hours on the truck to run overnight so that I can be stopped by 9 o'clock in the morning and be sitting for the New York Open. Uh, so if I can keep that work schedule going with the loads I get, then I will be on in the mornings live to trade this if anyone wants to see it happen. So we'll see everybody Monday morning. Until then, have a great weekend and God bless everybody. See you then.